people you will talk to. So, who here is interested in remote work opportunities? So, how long do you wish we can run this session for? 40 minutes, 1 hour? 1 hour? 40 minutes? So is it because the lunch is outside there? Okay, awesome. And to check who is here in the room, how many Rwandans are here? Rwandans. Sorry, Rwandan? Okay, awesome. So, do we have people from East Africa region? Okay. Uganda, Kenya? Nice. Do we have people from North Africa? No? So do we have people from West Africa? So I think people from, which country? Liberia. Nigeria. Togo. Okay, nice. So do we have people from South African region? Which country? Lesotho. So don't we have some people from South Africa? Okay, nice. So to start, I'm Vivens. I'm a Rwandan. I was born and raised here. And I'm the founder of a tech startup company, which is called Umurava. We operate in HR tech and edtech spaces. And if you are not a Rwandan, Umurava means courageous in English. If you speak French, can you translate for me? Courageous. That's in English. So what's the French of that? Courage. So do you have people who speak Swahili here? Do you have a Kenyan people in the room, please? So can you translate for us the...
No.
So do you have a Kenyans or people from Tanzania in the room? We don't? Okay. So I don't know how I can translate it to Swahili. Courageous in English, maybe Kenyans will help us to dive into this. So to start, this is what I'm bringing to ensure that we can achieve this after the session. And if we don't achieve this, I will be here to engage with those people who would have missed some points. The first thing is to ensure that we first really have the clear awareness about remote work opportunities, especially when we bring it to the African continent. And another thing will be clear to understand, of course, now we got to understand more about remote work opportunities, but where is the source of those opportunities? We really need to have the clarity after this masterclass. And another thing, after understanding the source, so what is the path there? So that we can start now to grab those opportunities and even fetching them in those sources where they are located. And the last thing, we will be happy because at Umurava we are known to be matching the companies with African talents. Those one is interested in joining Umurava platform, we will be happy to engage with you guys. And to give you the context, and even to see the relevance of what we want to talk about here. When you look at 2030, that's some years ahead of us. We will have over 85 million jobs, which might remain unfilled due to the lack of skills. And this is only exclusive to tech jobs. But when we look at our African continent, where we all come from, and something that we have learned is that we are taking our Africa forward, right? When you look at our beloved continent of Africa, you will find that 60% of Africans are under 25 years old. And to break this down a bit, the average age in Africa for working now is 18 years old. So you can understand that we are really, really young. And there is a good opportunity. In 2040, we are going to be a global talent hub where many companies, especially from America and Europe, will be shifting their workforces now from Asia, especially now to the African continent. And When we look at this, there is a problem and an opportunity in one angle. And this is something at Umurava we are trying to tackle. To ensure that we leverage this opportunity we have in Africa, we leverage it, it serves African people, African companies, African continent, but also it comes to also serve the whole world. And I will not delay into the problem we are solving because we will touch more about it, but we are all used to that. It is still really difficult for companies to access the African workforce. And vice versa. I'm sure that if now you need a job in Rwanda, you will just have to struggle around. If you are not a Rwandan, you are coming from Uganda, Kenya, you are looking for a job, you will struggle. If you go to Kenya, to Tanzania, and you're a new person, it will be a hassle for you to get a job opportunity. So these are the jungle of the problems that we are trying to address. And we know all of these problems, if I would really might say. What is more important is how are we addressing these problems? So for companies, we built something which is very interesting. We built a talent marketplace platform, and to clear it, we are all used to e-commerce platforms, right? Everyone here knows Amazon. Most of us know Jumia. People in Kigali, they know Vuba. So we are known, at least now the e-commerce platforms are known across Africa. So now the talent marketplace platforms, it's the same business model, but the e-commerce platforms always focus on products or physical goods. It is, I need to buy a phone on Amazon, to buy certain clothes in China, etc. But now, the talent marketplace platforms are kind of the e-commerce models, but which focus on skills and professionals and people in general. And at Umurava, we built an infrastructure where we are able to source everyone wherever they are. They can be in educational institutions. They can be just even working for other companies and organizations. After sourcing them, we take them through the talent assessment process, where we will assess the language proficiency, their skills-based acquisitions, what they have acquired, and even really tracking their readiness to job opportunities. After getting them, we get them in what we call a talent cloud, and to bring it to our African context, it's like a stock. We're all used to stock, right? People who do supply chain, they have stocks where they will store their things, and then before they will supply those things. That's the same model, the talent cloud. Then from there, we use either the AI recruitment engine or a job board to match these people with job opportunities in our partner companies and organizations. And where necessary, especially when we deploy workforce to global companies, we even help them to manage those workforces across African countries. And with this focus now, we are highly focusing on what I would call main digital jobs, but I will tell you more on how we are scaling in other careers that you can't see mentioned here. And again, this is something that we also wanted to understand before even we dive deep into the presentation. In Africa, we are mostly used to that last job component, which is called full-time employees, right? So now there are other two verticals which are now creating huge jobs at scale, but we are not used to them. Most of you have heard of freelancing careers, freelancing jobs. Others have heard of outsourcing sector, BPO sector, etc. So those are two big verticals up there. They are now bringing more money to the African workforce. But again, we haven't figured out how we can really leverage that opportunity. And how do we now really make sure that those people are prepared, the ones we really supply to companies? So if you're a professional here, you can be a young person in university, someone after high school, or even someone with 45 years old, etc. Everyone is concerned here. So with the whole of Umurava platform for professionals and talents, first thing we have to digitize their resume or professional background. Do we all use LinkedIn? So the first thing we build when we are going to use LinkedIn is our talent profile. In a summary, that's a digital CV or a digital resume. On Umurava platform, that's the same tool that everyone is mandated to have. Number two, we got the library of technical tests across all those careers that we focus on so that before people can even start to claim that I need a job, they just need to test their really skills readiness to what they are looking for. And what brings people on Umurava platform, it's a number 5 component, which is the job opportunities. And I will leave the last 2 points because they're still under the pilot, but those 3 ones on the top, they are alive. So if you can see, on the screen, we have a government down there, and we have development organizations and NGOs. So now, all of these employment support organizations, maybe the ones to highlight a few, MasterClass, UNICEF, International Labour Organization, they are tapping into our job market insights and data for them to know that now let's finance educational skills development where the jobs are being created. And the same thing we are bringing on board is if you work for a UK company and you are based here in Rwanda, and you need the loan in a traditional bank, first thing they will ask you, give us the contract, the name of the employer, their registrations, etc., for you to get a loan. Then what we are trying to bring on the table is that we are into digital economy, where data, and that's what for me I believe in, they tend to say that data is the new oil, right? But to me, I wanted to stress it that data is the new air. Because some people don't eat oil and they survive, they have a good health, right? But if we can't breathe, we are not there. We don't have a life, right? So now data is a key component, and we are connecting our workforce to financial institutions for them to also get financial services and insurance services. And this is kind of what I would call the ecosystem around the jobs creation and really enabling young Africans to benefit from a digital economy. And the last slide before we can go technically into our master class. So this is 3 years. We've only focused, the strategy for first 3 years for Umurava was to focus on Rwandan-based talents. You can be from any other country, but you have to be based here. But next year, we have already now undertaken our 3 to 5 years roadmap, and we have to scale this to Uganda, Kenya, and Tanzania. Those are the top 3 countries on our list. But I believe if you're in the room and you have an opportunity and a proposal on how we can partner, we will love that as well at the end of this session. I'm here to engage with you people. So now we have over 250 companies and organizations, and we serve both enterprise businesses and the startups and the growth companies as well represented, and even across the different sectors and industries. We have over 250 companies and organizations that are leveraging Umurava platform to access and bully their workforce with us across the digital careers. We placed over 1,000 talents in jobs and projects. We recorded over 1,800 jobs and projects that came from Umurava platform. Of course, the jobs those people have benefited from, but we realized that there is a big gap. And in my presentation yesterday, I mentioned it. We recorded over 500 jobs, and we missed the qualified workforce on the Rwandan market. And this is something which is pushing us to scale in other countries so that we can expand our talent pool. But we have over 13K talents on the Umurava platform who use it regularly to access career growth and skills development resources. This is the quick overview about Umurava so that we dive into something. This is what we do on a daily basis. And I hope that we are going to achieve our milestones, right? Right? Okay, nice. And before we dive into this now, can we have like 3 microphones? So Frank, can you help me? So we want to know who is here in this room, in terms of the careers. And don't be limited to the careers that I have mentioned there. If you are into translation, writing, health, I want to hear at least 5 people. Tell us, in which career are you in, if you are already an employee or a consultant somewhere, or what are you aspiring to become in terms of the career you are building if you are a university student? So please, can we get more microphones? We want it to be faster, as the youth. Okay.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
My name is Iranangaj Enoch. I am in the field of plumbing.
Plumbing?
Yes.
Awesome. Good to hear. Thank you. And in which country are you from? Rwanda. Rwanda, thank you.
Hello, my name is Ritiana Tiamike Piri from Zambia, and I'm in the field of biomedical engineering.
Biomedical engineering. Good one. Another one. My friend is from Nigeria. Can you tell us, although you can be a politician, tell us that I'm into politics. There's no problem. Go ahead.
Hello, my name is Devin Ahmad. I'm from Cape Verde. I'm also a Chief Revenue Officer of Highland Life Media, a Google Ads and Meta Ads agents. We work through Portugal, United States, Cape Verde, and also countries here in Africa.
So you are a good at sales and business development, right?
Exactly.
I got it. He's the Chief Revenue Officer, which is a good role. Please go ahead quickly.
Good afternoon. My name is Brenda Mahur. I'm from Rwanda. I work in the field of communications, and I work in a civil society called Young Women Christian Association, and I'd like to explore remote.
We have
work
many communications remote jobs on Umurava platform. Ah, good.
Yeah, okay.
Communications. I want to hear my Nigerian as a friend. I have many Nigerian as a friend, as if I'm a Nigerian. Okay.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Naomi Mutebang. I'm from Lesotho, and I am a fine artist.
You are
Fine artist.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Tony Ems. Actually, it's not Nigeria, it's Togo, but I'm based in Cote d'Ivoire and Liberia. No. And I'm a user experience designer, I do on digital products. So, yeah, trying.
Thank you. Okay.
Good morning, all. This is Olivier Ishimwe from Rwanda. My profession is peace building, but of course I say by passion and by profession. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So can we hear more 5 people? So you can now come forward so that we can be quick.
Thank you. My name is Adrien Bizaremye. I'm coming from here in Rwanda. So I'm a founder of Vision Bot. So we are in the field of mobility. So where we developed the working aid, especially for the digital walking stick that help the person with a visual impaired people to work without a guardian. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you. Quickly.
Good morning. My name is Sandrino Sanase. I'm Rwandan. I own House of Couture.
Okay, so you're an entrepreneur, right?
Yes.
Okay, nice. Okay. Now with 3 people remaining. Yes, please go quickly.
Yes, my name is Honorable Patrick Michaelson Jibrila, a professional accountant, chartered accountant by profession, but now a politician, a deputy minister of youth affairs.
Ah, thank you.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Catherine. Just a brief, my education background is in politics and sociology, but I'm currently a projects officer for a non-government organization. I'm also the digital communications person, so that's why I'm always looking for remote roles, because digital communications is literally something you can do all the time.
So the reason why you attended our session, you need the money.
More money, yeah.
I understand.
Good morning. My name is Epiphany Umugwaneza. I'm Rwandan. My professional career is the hospitality and tourism.
Hospitality and tourism.
As you see, we welcome you well.
Okay.
I hope you are fine. And also currently I'm engaged in the leadership because I'm working in the World Association of Girl Guide and Girl Scout in African region.
Thank you. We have the last person here.
From Liberia.
Hey.
Good morning, everyone.
Yes, morning.
I'm Christiana Mbimba, and I'm from Liberia, and I'm a founder of Girls for Change Initiative, and also founder of Sun Power Energy Solutions. But I'm into the field of marketing.
Awesome, thank you.
So I need more money for my NGO.
Ah, okay. So you raised the hand, right? This.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm called Guma Mikaya. I'm from South Sudan.
Okay.
I'm a health professional.
Okay.
And I've been so much into health system strengthening.
Okay.
And at this point of life, trying to venture into entrepreneurship.
Awesome.
It's a pleasure being in part of this.
Thank you. We got another ready here. The last one, please, quickly.
Good morning. My name is Sharon Aja from Uganda. I'm an IT specialist.
Okay.
I work in a university setting, and I'm the founder of African Youth EduShine. So I'm so glad to be here, and this session is going to make me be better. Thank you.
Great one, great one. Thank you. So can we give all of these people a round of applause, please? So I don't know the tools here. They might be confusing me, but let me be quick. Wait. Okay. Okay. Let's start from here and then we go quickly. And before I start this, here is my request, okay? Let's capture the information we are going to get from here, and we transfer the information either to our parents, to our young sisters and brothers, and even to our brothers. The reason why I'm saying this is that I tend to connect with probably people in the 40s, and most of the times they are being told by their high school graduates, students, that we wanted to go to study digital marketing, or we wanted to go to study videography, but our parents are used to nursing, pharmacy, forestry, etc. And most of the times, it's difficult for those young people to convey and to convince their parents that we didn't need this. Then there's another category of the parents who are informed, who are global. They really push their young kids that please study ABCDF. But now their young kids challenge them. Why do you want me to study these ones? And the parents are unable again to explain very well in clarity. And that's why one thing at Umurava we are always looking at is even the information gap when it comes to where the world is going, especially in terms of skills and jobs acquisition. And I will need 5 quick people here to help me to address this. Are remote work opportunities possible in all careers or fields of jobs? First of all, yes or no? We go with yes first. So then there is no middle. If it's no, if you didn't say yes, then it's a no. Yes, can we raise our hands, please? So for no, we go to the MC. For no, we have like 6 people. But the majority in the room, they are saying that remote work opportunities are possible across all careers, okay? So we are going to see if it's true. Are the remote work opportunities ready on the table across all careers so that we can be really ready to grab them? Then after the session, we will come back to the question and we will know if either we were wrong or right, or even we can share more insights about it right after. When we talk about remote work opportunities, they are normally in 3 main verticals, in terms of the scope of work, where the jobs are located, and even the models of how the work is being done. The first component is on freelancing work. So, do we have someone here who knows what freelancing is all about? If yes, can you raise your hand, please? Do we have people here who know what freelancing work is all about? Please raise your hands. Be honest, huh? Be honest. This is science as well. It's not language and history. It's science. If you know it, you know it. If you don't, it's okay. We will make sure that you get to understand. So we got some yes. So the freelancing work is most of the times you are going to work per hour. You are just being told that come and work for 5 hours, 1 hour, we will pay you $5. And this is what we tend to call gig work as well. Okay? Gig work? Gig work. Where we have employees, people who are working on short-term contracts. And even to add more detail here, for young people in this room, when we talk about freelancing work, for people who are here who are aware, if it's difficult for you to build the business in a certain sector, now you can use your skills to build the business. Because freelancing is all about employment, but in this way. I acquired finance bachelor degree. I don't want to go to work for a bank and an NGO. I just want to be offering services from my expertise. You choose to be a service provider instead of rushing to full-time employment. Okay? Okay? And this is something which, the reason why it's entrepreneurship in itself is that you remember, if you are accepted to offer service, there is no excuse. If you accepted that I will do the work, you will do the work. I will deliver, you will deliver. And that's when you will be paid. We also have a full-time work. We are used to full-time work where we wake up in the morning, we go to institutions where we work from, or where we work in. But now we even have full-time remote roles completely, which are offering you all of the benefits you can get, but it's full-time. And many people confuse it. They think remote work is only for short-term contract. It's a no. We have even people on a full-time basis earning all of the full-time benefits, insurance, leaves, etc., but they are completely remote 100%. We now have the outsourcing work. Outsourcing work, I will break it down in two ways. There is a local context and a global context. Let me start from a global context. For young people here, how many people do we have here from Rwanda? So, the point is simple. Have you seen MTN announcing maybe software engineering roles? Have you ever seen that? You haven't, right? And you haven't seen MTN publishing communications roles for people who want to go to work for MTN. What they do, they will choose to say, this department, instead of building it in-house, and I bring full-time employees, I'm going to look for a company or a consultant who will handle this department for me. Is the time the outsourcing comes on, you get external workforce working on your company mostly on a full-time basis or on a radical contracts. Okay? The global context now is here. You are a company in France. You want to hire people in Rwanda. What you will do, you will come and you hire people in Rwanda and you manage them from here. That's now another outsourcing vertical. We have it in two ways, locally in your countries or regions, but also it's globally. These are, first of all, the verticals, and I will be trying to connect the points from where we started. First of all, we can say that remote work opportunities are applicable across across what we call work models. When we talk about work models, we are talking about contracts, we are talking about part-time, full-time, we are used to those things, right? And from here, we will see that the good news, all of these verticals are across different careers. And when you go to the next slide, these are the top careers where remote work opportunities is happening. Okay? The ones in blue, they are the ones that are commonly known, and that they're creating millions of jobs across remote work opportunities. We have IT, tech, and AI, which is, I think, the biggest in terms of really creating a lot of jobs globally when it comes to remote work opportunities. We have design and creative, where we know most of the times everything here was being designed, by different creative designers, etc. We have a marketing and communications. People who are in marketing and communications, maybe they don't have any use, but in terms of remote work, this sector is growing huge more than most of the time with the other sectors as of now. Yes. We have a videography and photography. We also have a customer support and services. The one is in blue. They are the top one is already creating billions of jobs globally when it comes to remote work opportunities. And can I tell you something here in common to all of these blue careers that are mentioned here? These are what I would call deliverables-based careers. Deliverables-based careers. They may elaborate more. If I said that I'm going to produce a video, I will produce a video. If I said that I'm going to build the software, I will deliver software. If I said that I'm going to provide a graphic design or animation, you will provide it. There's no excuse. And if you said that I'm going to be doing digital marketing campaign for your company, you will get it delivered. In simple terms, they are not oral. They are really, you can touch the tangible deliverables. Are you aligned on this? We can touch the deliverables. Now we have other sectors here, which are also presenting a lot of, and it's a myth to many people now. And this is the myth we are going to clean here. You will meet people, they started to tell you if you are not a software engineer or my friend here who is a UI and UX designer, remote work opportunities is not yours. That's, first of all, that's a myth. And to Africans, we have to unlock many of these black careers that are in black color here. We have a digital sales, we have a writing and translation, we have a human resources, legal, finance and accounting, architecture. Now we have health represented here. And we are used most of the times to health becoming a traditional kind of on-site staff. Maybe that's a typical in nursing, but we have multiple layers of roles in the health sector which are now being done remotely. And we have a teaching and training, and you have seen it even in COVID-19 here in Africa. Most of the educational programs have continued online, and we really need many now online tutors, instructors, etc. In a nutshell, to most of the people who are here, I think we have all careers represented. Am I right? My plumbing guy, I will come to you as well. I will tell you where, now you are noticing it there, but I will tell you where it is. So, do we have everyone is a career here represented? So, in which career are you currently in? Agriculture. Don't I have it here? I will tell you the reason. Do we have every career represented here? Are we missing some of the careers in the room? Politics. Okay, thank you. Anyway, we will also look at it. So, let's now dive deep into this quickly. Remote work opportunities are there, but how do we really get there? This is the key. There is a clear way to reach here. And this is what I want most of us, if you want to take pictures, take screenshots, because that's the key. Whatever we have seen here, the most important part now is this slide. There is something we call soft skills. And most of the people are still confused on what is soft skills. But for me, I tend to call it productive skills. Remote work opportunities are those supporting skills that help you in your career growth, that help you to do your work well, that help you to handle your life well, that help you to reflect on yourself and you know yourself. Those are the soft skills you are talking about. And there is a critical component. Most of the times you will notice it in a certain curriculum. Now the issue is how do we acquire them, which we will look at after. But the first component thing in terms of soft skills is the biggest competence that we need to master when we need remote work opportunities is something we call communication. And let me clear it very well. There is what we call effective communication. Effective communication means I received the message, I understood it, I responded to it. That's what we call effective communication. If I'm the sender, I sent a message to someone, he understood or she understood, she got back to me, or she mastered what I have communicated. But there's something here, which I think might be new to most of the people here, which is called proactive communication. And the proactive communication component means, let me give you an example. Let's suppose you have an employer, and he told you or she told you that, please, deliver this email to our client tomorrow at 3 p.m., okay? Now, if you see that you got a trouble with your laptop, you got trouble with many other activities, 2 hours before, you can communicate to your employer that, hi, I'm supposed to send an email in the next 2 hours, but I'm in trouble with my laptop. I'm fixing it. If it's urgent, we can look for another way. You can send it on my behalf, or another colleague of mine can say, send it. Proactive communication. Are we clear? There's something here which is time management. We are still struggling as Africans, and whenever we chat with global companies, they're like, now you will be late, you will be late, you will be late, you will be late. Guys, at least the people who are here in this room, can we get this practice of time management? We invite people in interviews. Imagine, in interviews, for me, I worked for a corporate company before. If you can be late for an interview, if it's starting at 4 p.m., and you come 4 p.m. and whatever, and 1, kind of, you will go back. We invite people in interviews, and they join where they are in the streets, moving around. They will join later, or I forgot. Imagine, you are looking for a job, and you are even being ready for an interview. Imagine. Will an employer really give you the job, to be honest? Please, let's at least master this thing of time management. And when it comes to time management, again, there is time management which will work up before you do something. There is a time management during an activity. There is a time management after the activity, which even brings a follow-up. This is a critical skill to handle, and it must, especially, please, help us to share it to global companies. You know, when you're an African, and you are there 5 minutes before, they are like, hey, you are here. Imagine. So let's really clean this myth. Let's clean this myth from especially global companies and organizations, so that we want it to be global talents, right? Let's avoid to be associated with where we come from. It's really bad. You will do it wrong, they say, you are, the reason why you are Ugandan, the reason why you are South Sudan, that's how you do your things. Let's avoid being associated, especially with wrong things, and the people end up relating it to what we are doing or where we come from. The teamwork and the collaboration go together. And you know, the time we were in high school, there are good students who could explain to the others, right, how to handle things. But there are even the others who will say, I will not show it to you. You have to handle it yourself. When it comes to workplace, if you are not a good team worker and a collaborator, most of the times it's easier for you to lose a job. And this is something that we need also to master very well. We have self-leadership and self-discipline, which I will put in one context. Remote work opportunities will require you to be self-independent. Remember, we mentioned that these are deliverables-based careers or scope of work. It's up to you. The employer doesn't care where you are staying, when you sleep, where you are doing the job from. It's up to you. Either go in a club with a laptop once something knocks. If something knocks, you go and even handle the email, you respond. There is a friend of mine who go in the clubs every time with a laptop in his car. Once there is a needed something, we have someone who is doing UI and UX design. Maybe an engineering team might be implementing a certain feature, and they need a designer to handle something. He's always with his laptop in the car. Though he's drinking or not, whenever he will drop a request, he will handle things. Same with graphic designers, etc. Self-leadership and self-discipline go together when it comes to, and you have to manage yourself. No one who is coming to manage you. And this is where ownership component comes in. Problem solving and critical thinking. In simple terms, you know, critical thinking is to look at a problem in multiple perspectives. After that, you analyze. My beloved young people, you are given a certain task to handle without even doing any research. We have a ChatGPT, we have a Claude, each and every of these tools, Gemini, and you are like, I don't have an idea. Or you only have one solution. Critical thinking comes, you have to do multiple proposals and then you identify the best. And this is a practice that we can have at workplace. If you are a finance person, you are told to provide the financial reports. You are not sure, will I give it in Excel, PowerPoint, can you do two? And then you tell them, for me I have a two, choose whatever you want. Now it's easier and very good for a company to trust you or even your employer. Emotional intelligence, adaptability, and personal awareness. The biggest component of adaptability is remote work opportunities are global. The way in Rwanda work, it's not the same as people in Uganda work, Kenya, South Sudan, Nigeria, etc. Like, let me tell you something. Nigerians, don't beat me, okay? When you are working with Nigerians, you might even having a great conversation, but the way they will communicate and talk, you will think that they are even fighting. So if you are not, yeah, definitely. So if you are not used to it, you will have a bad assumption. Please, be diverse, okay? Know how Ugandans do their things, Kenyans, etc. Right? And these are kind of the soft skills, which I think would have more thing about it. On the tools and the technologies, I'm not going to go into details. Huh? When it comes to remote work opportunities, it's digital workplace. You are not with your colleagues. There are tools to help you. We have tools across communications. And if you go in an interview with a company from UK or US, they ask you straight in an interview, did you use Slack? And you start, Slack. That's a disqualification because you can't look for a job opportunity globally or in a remote way if you don't know Slack too. Are we together? You will say, Slack. For you don't even know Slack. Cancelled. Simple. You get the point? Let's look at another interesting stuff there. You want a job in Germany, France. Like, let me give you a story. We were in a story outside here. We have a French company that we work with. I was connecting with their colleagues. They are hiring new employees with us. We hire for them the workforce in Rwanda and we manage them. They were asking me, did you see the interviews that we have sent? Yes. So please make sure that among the candidates, we have people who use Notion. Then I was with a smart lady. She's a lady who have been there maybe for 10 years of experience in project management space. Project management. And she asked both of us, what is Notion? The perspective for all of us is that, this person, technology has gone far away than where she is currently. So again, these are the things to check. If you look for a job and you don't know project management, how will you manage the task? So these are essential things to know. Then in an interview, if you haven't so far interacted with the tool part you are aware, you will tell them, I'm aware of this tool, but I didn't get an opportunity to use it, but I'm happy to quickly, use YouTube to acquire all of these skills and expertise. You will know Google Workspace. AI tools now, I think everyone here is using AI. Cybersecurity. People are scammed every time via the email. Someone will send you an email, I transferred this money to your account, it was an issue, you all get all of those emails, right? So we have to be aware of these scammers online as well so that you know what is right or wrong and even you know where to ask. So there is something we call a foundational digital skills proficiency. Yesterday, I was in a panel which was talking about digital and tech innovations. And there's something I raised. I said, most of people across Africa now are digitally literate. I'm always impressed when I go to Kenya. In Kenya, these people are really skilled. The Yuba people, they speak English. They know to use whatever, each and every tool that is needed for digital economy. Then that's a digitally literacy. But for you, people who are attending even Youth Connect, let's be digital confident. That's what, for me, I'm emphasizing for every young person. Because our parents are already digital literate, right? They even know to use mobile phones. So we have to go beyond where they are. So that we can chase where the opportunities. So where is the source? Now, If it was your first time to understand remote work opportunities, I want you to make sure that you visit all of these companies. The companies in my right, they are global companies, America, US. The other companies on the left wing, they are African-based companies. Upwork is like the biggest employer of remote work talents across the world and even across every career that we have talked about. We have a Fiverr, TopTop, Freelancer. Most of us know Wandera. We know LinkedIn. So LinkedIn specifically, they have a LinkedIn that we normally use. But if you want to be a freelancer, they have what they call LinkedIn Services Marketplace. So the LinkedIn Services Marketplace is dedicated to consultants, freelancers, and remote workers who want to be leveraging their skills to offer services and expertise to different companies. Remote, one of the biggest companies in remote work opportunities, Well Found was commonly known as the AngelList, and even Omudena. People interested in AI. This is not the largest AI talent development and talent supply company. And for Rwandans people, if you are interested, we are announcing the partnership with Omudena very soon, which I think it will be a good way to unlock AI talent development in Rwanda and even creating AI-based job opportunities. So the companies in my wing, of course, we have to start from Umurava before we go to the others. So we have a free blocks from Zimbabwe. Do you have people from Zimbabwe here? No? Okay. So they are called the free blocks. We have a Zindi. Do we have a Kenyan is in the room, please? Zindi. Hey, you know Zindi, right? So we have a Zindi, we have a company called Gebeya. Do we have Ethiopians in the room? But Gebeya is also doing a great work in Kenya. We have a Terrawork in Nigeria. We have a Tarentium, mostly in Mauritius. We have another company called Remotry. And we have another one called Offazen in South Africa. There is a company I mentioned to put in this slide, which is really also very interesting, which is called the virtual assistants. So how do we navigate? How do we really? So we have mapped the careers. We have seen the path to reach there. We have seen where the jobs are located. We have even seen the companies that are at least presenting remote work opportunities to us. How do we really, what are the techniques? Which are those techniques that can help us to reach there and the check-in for our readiness to grab the opportunities? The first thing first, digitize your CV on their platforms. You can have a talent profile created on those job tech platforms, but also get your resume ready every time, in a PDF, Word document, etc., so that if you want to look for a job opportunity, you have it ready every time. Another thing is that, remember, in remote work opportunities, skills talk. Someone doesn't know you. They are only betting on your skills. Make sure that you highlighted your expertise very well so that the employers can quickly analyze you based on your skills, not your physical look and the background. And do you know the best thing for remote work opportunities? It brings inclusion, okay? We have joint talent and remote work opportunities. Communities. We know the community concept in our local village where we come from, right? People with the same initial interest or culture will gather together to chat about things. So we have different communities of different careers where you can join. Another thing which is critical, you know, network is a currency. Network, not MTN network, Airtel and Orange. Getting to know each other, that's what I'm talking about, right? So, build professional connection across the social media platform. In remote work opportunities, visibility counts, okay? Visibility counts. Master online interviews, techniques, and even tools. If you were invited, if you normally use Google Meet, and you are invited in an interview where they use WebEx, or Microsoft Teams. They are not the same. First, go and learn how the tools work. Again, I told you, when you start reporting that I'm failing to join an interview, that's a red flag. Okay? Imagine you have your skills, you got prepared. Now joining an interview is becoming a problem. Portfolio. We get these scenarios every time. You are invited to final interview with our employer. They only say, tell them if they are coming for communication job, they bring a presentation of one project they are most proud of. So if now you are doing something, being in any career, get a portfolio where you are pretty skills, so that's something you can even talk about during interviews. So I'm concluding. We are remaining with a few things. I want to share with you the insights. Normally, I was supposed to come with 2 people here. I could come with an operations manager from Tech Expert. It's one of the largest BPO company in Rwanda now. They have over 800 engineers working for remote clients. And I was supposed to also come with a trainer at Andera, Rwanda as well. So, but we didn't manage to bring them here. We asked them some insights. So this was the question. Since they have many talents working for remote and global companies, so what are those tips can they share with some of the young people who are really trying to enter this space? First of all, they highlighted the challenges, okay? With the challenges, there is a skills gap. I talked about it, I will not go through it. I'm trying to bring what they also talked about there is a skills gap. And the issue with remote work, the mental health and the well-being will become a problem. I told you someone who will go in the birthday with a laptop as well. So that means this is a challenge which is being brought by an opportunity. But we just have to be aware on how to handle it. The last thing is limited access to opportunities and resources. You will get a young person who is very good. They are ready to become a remote employee, but they don't have a good laptop, which can work well. Why did they have skills? You will get people interested, but getting skills is difficult. So the reason why I put this slide here is you to take the picture and reflect on it. As you enter this space, be aware of the challenges and be aware of how they can be addressed. We got another insight. We have seen soft skills, right? How do we acquire them? So I had to take the reflection of what was provided by the expert. He's one of the soft skills trainer at Andera. I think most of you guys know Andera. And this is his recommendation. When it comes to, remember, you will not acquire soft skills in a university. This is the opportunity. First of all, take on leadership opportunities. Take on leadership opportunities, then this will really help you to start to master the essentials of self-management and even self-leadership. Another thing which is clear, it's related to other communities we talked about. Whenever you join communities, you are going to start to network with like-minded professionals, and you are getting to start to work on multiple and practical activities. I always inform my young people this thing. Let's be volunteers. I remember for me, the things that helped me to run my corporate job was not the things I did for money. It was just the volunteering activities. So this is something that we most of us young people from Africa can start to work on. Volunteer to get a skill or for you to get ready for a job opportunity that you are currently looking for. And do we have the take home after this? So first of all, did we meet our outcomes? Yes? What is missing? The payments part. So the reason why I didn't talk about the payments part is it has been an issue I think before COVID. It was very difficult, getting paid, being paid, but we have now got multiple products and the solutions that are addressing. There are people who are from Nigeria. There is a company which is called the Renest, and now Renest has scaled across Africa. If you work for a global company and you want to be paid remotely in an easy way, they have integrated to all of these great companies that I have mentioned here. And now people who work for top tier, because we have some of them that we know, they are also now, the payments has been fixed, but it is still a challenge, which I think it's more of a question. But now, so far, there are some steps that have been taken across the different products and the services that have been built around the payments issue, which I think that I can be willing to chat about it after. But one of the top challenges that we are seeing now, it's really more on getting ready, but getting paid. There are some people and even companies that are fixing this problem at scale. Apart from payments, did we meet our expectations? That's what I'm interested in. Did you understand where remote work job opportunities are, possible careers, and the techniques, and the source? Right? There is only one expectation which is remaining. We have jobs for some Rwandan-based talents now, which I think we will engage later as well, which will help us to also meet our expectation. But opening it to you all, do we have some questions or suggestions? And for the people who are managing the time or the program, they can tell us the minutes we are remaining with, so that we can know the questions we can take and what we can maybe engage with after. So can we get microphones, please? I think our moderator is... And please tell us the time, right? Frank, we have 2 questions here. No, 3 questions, and then we'll go to this side.
So my question is, for me, I'm in 3D animation.
3D animations?
And I do mixed reality.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So my question is, if, for example, I put myself up on a platform like Upwork or Fiverr,
mm-hmm.
How do I position myself to a point where I stand out from everyone else that's doing what I'm doing on those platforms?
Yes, thank you. I will be straight. Where are you from, please?
I'm from Zambia.
From Zambia. Do you do 3D animations?
In my country, it's not. This is when it's becoming some. This is when.
Let's also chat right after whatever this session.
Okay.
But let me respond to you. Simple. What will make you to stand out, especially to global platforms? Yeah. Remember, on the global platforms, many people are competing. So there is a speed in terms of providing the proposal. If an employer posts a job right now on Upwork, after 5 minutes, more than 40 proposals are going to be sent. So how do you send yours first? How do you set your notifications so that whenever something drops, the good thing with the platforms that we are building, if something is running in your interest, the AI, the algorithm will push it to you, which is good to get a notification. And the people who use Umurava platform, they know that we don't post jobs. And sometimes we fill over 50 jobs in 1 week. We never post the jobs, right? We only post the jobs for specials. We push the jobs to people who are in that career, on that field. So those ones who see the notification first, they are the ones to bid quickly, and they have to be selected. So that's the first point. How do you set your notification so that you are notified quickly, and you push your proposal among maybe top 5, top 6, top 7? The last component is the portfolio. If you are doing 3D, try to make sure that you get more than 4D projects, 4D animation projects that you have so far worked on. As long as I looked at it, maybe you did something in agriculture, health, education. Now you see that you have a diverse skills, which becomes easier. So at the end of the day, that's what I said. These are the deliverables based in terms of selecting you to an opportunity. As long as you have an incredible portfolio, now it's easier for an employer to trust you. Yes, thank you.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm called Vivian. I'm from Uganda. I work as the finance lead for a refugee-led organization.
Nice.
We serve in a refugee settlement in Western Uganda. We serve Congolese, Rwandese, Burundians, and South Sudanese. This is interesting for me because one of the challenges we have in our interventions is that, so we are into education, access to quality education, and once these refugees finish, it is very hard for them to get employment within Uganda.
Definitely, yeah.
And how can we partner? How would this support us in the settlement to ensure that after we've provided the education, they've finished university, they're not back to the settlement and doing nothing, but they can have these opportunities to be able to be engaged. Maybe the other is my experience as an accountant, as one of those people who put up a hand and said, there are fields where it's very difficult.
Yes.
For 2 years, I was looking for accounting and finance roles as a chartered accountant.
Yes.
It was hard. I went through some of the interviews.
Okay.
I got opportunities to interview with US companies, Canadian, but it usually doesn't go beyond the interviews.
Okay.
So how can some of the careers that you'd put in black position themselves so that they can have access to some of these opportunities? Because even some of our refugee children, as in some of these careers, for IT communications, the opportunities look very much, but for some of the careers that you'd put in black, it's a bit complex.
Great questions. Let me start with the last one. I'm challenging every African that if you are currently calling yourself an accountant, there is something that you need to add there. You know the reason why? Now the accounting department is fully automated by softwares. Now, the companies are not interested in getting accountants who are coming to do manual work. Companies are interested in people who are thinking as a finance analyst. What does it mean? I can get any report I need through QuickBook. But QuickBook will not translate for us that we are in loss, we're in profit, what can we do? So now, if an accountant add the value addition there of having what I would call data analysis skills, now that's solid, and that's why global companies will remit you completely. If you are showcasing that I can do what QuickBook or Sage can do, or Zoho books, what they can do for me, you can do it, then that's where the red flag will come in. So please, on accounting, finance, add some touch around especially data analysis component and the business development component. And for most of the people, you know people we call chief finance officers, right? You know the CFO is not in an organization to handle finance operations. They are in the business to handle financial growth for the organization. So that's the mindset for the accountants people. And that's why I said that maybe we will go deeply in every career on how do we position it, how do we see it. That's the around. So with UNHCR, we are entering into a partnership with UNHCR here in Rwanda to upskill refugees in digital careers, and we place them in remote work opportunities because refugees are locally limited to access opportunities due to identification, a lot of challenges, but again, remote work opportunities will not require of those things, only the skills. So happy to engage after, and we would be glad really to enter into that collaboration. So we are remaining with a few minutes. Please go ahead.
I'll try to make this brief. I have 3 questions, but they're very short. For a question related to what she had said on the Upwork and Fiverr, I was on those websites before, but the issue is that the traffic of having so many other qualified people,
of course,
how to establish yourself amongst such people. Firstly, for example, to go on the top, they'll tell you you can pay some money, right?
Of course.
So now that's an issue. That's one issue. Another thing is that in terms of portfolio, what do you mean by portfolio? Because I work in communications. I work on mostly writing the aspects of what's written, the written aspect that goes on our social media platforms. But now, when you say portfolio, when they ask me for what I do, am I supposed to
First of all, I'm interested to get an interview with you next week, right? I will be in an interview with our kind of head of communication, is a kind of something like that. Then from there, we can help you to first of all get the job opportunities through Umurava platform before you position yourself to global market. And being asked to pay, let me give you an example. Last month, we handled 400 interviews on Umurava platform. 400 interviews. So, hey, please. So now, if we are to interview 400 people and we have 2,000 people, if you want, you will tell them, if you want to be interviewed, pay $5 or etc. These global companies, if you want more job opportunities, you pay for it, which is true. So, and that's how you end up losing the opportunities at the end of the day. But happy, she's a Rwandan. I accepted an interview, first of all, for remote jobs on Umurava platform. Number two, I will give you the clear guidance on what portfolio looks on how it looks and how you bullet it to make sure that it positions yourself very well. Only one question in this row, and then we call it a session. So do you have a question here quickly? I believe we don't have a question. And let me take this opportunity to thank you for paying attention. And I liked my friends who brought payments an issue here. And let me mention something. Please go ahead quickly. We are. Thank you. Wow. Okay. Got it. So let me say what we have done at Umurava. We launched something called the Skills Challenges recently. And the Skills Challenges, we bring real work scenarios from our partner companies and organizations. We bring them to young people to just showcase their skills. And even we put there even the prize money for them to be committed $10, $100, $200. Then once we see that they can do it well, it's our good opportunity to start placing them to job opportunities. So it's more of bringing real work scenarios to them. Those are ones who can do it critically very well, now they are job ready. Because at the end of the day, the reason why many companies will deny to also hire very junior people is the ability to solve problems and to add more quality to the work. So that's the component. That's why we needed to be working on real work projects more than which position those people to be really great candidates for some jobs that are available. And lastly, don't be hacked by only saying that remote work opportunities are only done online. No. If people are based in rural communities, you can source the jobs from where they are, but they get the physical location where they do things from. Those ones who don't have laptops at home, good internet connection, they come to the center to do the jobs from there. So that's the decentralization component, and you have already seen that wherever the internet can reach, in rural communities, digital jobs are possible. Guys, can you allow me to close this? Let's go to take lunch, please. Allow me, we'll engage later. So, let me close with the payments and issue. The payments, what is happening now, I said that many companies started to tackle that. And even on Umurava platform, we have already started to build our FinTech product to solve one of the payment issue, and which I think that many companies are taking, the way to handle the problems around. But to close, if you are looking for job opportunities in a remote work setting, if you want to keep planning more, let's connect after. You can join Umurava platform. And if you are in some of the countries I have mentioned, we are on our scalability plan, where we're interested to engage more partners and even collaborators in what we do. And let's make remote work opportunities really available and feasible for the African young people, and even to our mothers and fathers as well, right? Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much. Let's give a big round of applause for Vivens Umurava.